Hello channel viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So this is going to be a very special episode because we're going to discuss the Squid Games in terms of MBTI. So just for this video, we're going to split the discussion of MBTI and the Squid Games into two parts. So the first part, we're going to talk about the ENTJ in the Squid Games. Should the ENTJ participate in the Squid Games? So in the second part of this video, we're going to discuss the MBTI type of our protagonist, number 456, Seung Gi Hun. What MBTI type does this character belong to? So if you're only interested in the second part of the video, so check our description box, you can go there straight. So talking about the Squid Games, it has been so immensely popular that even a person like myself, who doesn't really want to watch any videos, has caught up with this craze. So I've been observing the contestants, and I realized that there is no single ENTJ in the show. At least for the contestants, there's no ENTJ. But to be fair, all the fringe characters have only very little coverage, so they might have been ENTJs, though unlikely, but you will not know because you only get to see just one or two parts of them. It is not possible to infer a person's MBTI type just like that. Nonetheless, we have been following the protagonist, the main character, 456, for a long time, so his MBTI type we can infer. So another reason why it is difficult to type a person's MBTI type from this show is that this show talks about life and death. So the games are really competitive. If you lose, you die. So it is a very stressful situation. So a person might only predominantly use the dominant function. So you might see not a lot of other functions being used. So special circumstances like this can force a person to only use the dominant function and sometimes the inferior function and even the blind spot. When I was a school kid, I am very careful when it comes to examinations. I use predominantly SI. I check and check to make sure that I submit the work that is up to my own satisfaction. Why? This is because it's a stressful situation. I also did another episode talking about me traveling. So because I'm not a frequent traveler, I am very careful with my passport, with my money, and make sure that they are always with me. So SI is usually engaged when I am stressed. So it is possible that the contestants or participants in the Squid Game may not exactly show who they really are. It's difficult to type. Nonetheless, why is it difficult to find an ENTJ in the Squid Games? The reason is very simple, because an ENTJ will not participate in the Squid Games unless he is down and out, unless he's desperate. So even when given a name card, the ENTJ will just throw it away or just chuck it aside. You might expect that a P-type individual is more likely to participate in the Squid Games. That is why you see a lot of P-type individuals in the entire show. And following the entire drama, even if an ENTJ were to participate in the Squid Games, the ENTJ will not win. If I were to participate as an ENTJ, if I had survived the first round and I had this choice to leave, I will definitely not come back. When I think deeply into the situation, sometimes life is not working well for you. Everything you do, you just hit the wall. It is so depressing that you say, heck, let's just do this. So an ENTJ may actually participate in the game. However, after the first round, red light, green light, and if I were to survive and given the option to leave, I think as an ENTJ, we will not come back because we know how precious our life is. And we realize that sometimes it's just willful on our part to say that, okay, we want to die. But actually we won't, because we have a lot of unfinished business. But looking at the games, I think it is very hard for the ENTJ to push to the end. The ENTJ will not win in this kind of thing. However, if this game is to be replayed again and again, then the ENTJ can learn from this experience and emerge the winner, because the ENTJ learns from mistakes. In these games, you make a mistake, you die. So the ENTJ will die. Now back to our protagonist, Seung Ji Hun. So for the simplicity of this video, let's just call him 456, okay? So for 456, what MBTI type is he? So I've been observing the protagonist. I'm going to type him as an E something something P. So it's obvious that he's a P-type individual from his lifestyle and from how he lives his life. And I also get the feeling that he's an extrovert. So now we have to decide whether he's an NE dominant or an SE dominant. So I am very inclined to believe that 456 uses extroverted intuition. So these are my reasons. First, you can see that in the process of the entire games, 456 does use creativity a lot. So, for example, in game number 2, he licks the biscuit. Do you call it biscuit? Okay, whatever. So thinking of all the possible ways to solve a problem is an NE trait. Next, comparing NE and SE, extroverted sensing, SE is more impulsive. SE is more on the go. So in game number 5, where the contestants have to quickly grab a vase, he is one of those who actually grab the last. So NE can procrastinate. So if I imagine I have SE as one of my dominant or auxiliary functions, I would definitely rush in to grab a vase first. But Mr. 456 did not do that. I would think that he is more likely to have NE than SE. Also, if SE is the dominant function, this means that NI, introverted intuition, must be your inferior function. NI has to do with guessing luck. 456 really can have quite good guessing luck. Also, he's practicing intuition a lot. For example, besides winning in the races, he also felt that he needed to group with the old man in game number 4, the marbles game. This itself is really counterintuitive because after the third game, the tug of war, everybody may be in the mood to choose the best partner that they can because they think that they're going to team up. Who wants to team up with the old man? That doesn't make sense. So in this case, the protagonist 456 must be actually exercising intuition. Why? Because whatever that he's doing does not involve logic. You can also say that his choice of trying to group with the old man is a matter of his FI. Because here you can agree, FI is also quite obvious and salient in 456. And in this case for Mr. 456, his FI is oriented towards the right of a human being. So given that he is FI auxiliary, he fights for what he believes in. So because of his FI, he approaches the old man. Because of his FI, he actually fought in the Squid Game and then totally missed out on the objective. If you were very objective driven and TE focused, all you need to do is just to push the opponent out and then you win. But he got very engrossed in his FI. So you can see a very strong FI over there. And lastly, he missed the flight because of his FI. So all in all, I'm deducing that 456 is an ENFP. So viewers, if you have watched the Squid Game, what do you think about Mr. 456 MBTI type? And do you think that as an ENTJ, it is likely that you will survive in this game? Comment below. So this is a very special episode. I think that down the road, we may do 1 or 2 more Squid Game episodes, just for fun. If you have enjoyed our video, do give us a like. If you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more MBTI and fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye.